Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Tricia.
We're doing our annual Am I The Asshole holiday edition. Oh, I just remembered we didn't put holiday decorations up in this. That's okay. People are going to have to pretend. Maybe I can superimpose. That sounds right.
Just some clip art.
Really techie.
Yeah.
Clip art. Wait, was clip art from Microsoft Word?
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't thought about that in so long.
Wait, I used to, if I couldn't find something in Microsoft Word clip art, I used to Google Christmas wreath clip art.
Cute.
Google it. And I'd always find what I wanted.
Wow. I literally, that's like a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember word art? Is that what it was called? That was when you could make a title?
Yeah. And the words could be they could have shadows and look like 3D and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the OG Canva. Before Canva, It was Microsoft Word art.
Yeah. Throwback.
I remember doing that in grade school on if we had to write a paper or an essay, you do a word art title.
Yes.
It's so funny.
And I used to put a little picture within the paragraph to take up space on the page.
Wait.
If it had to be 3 pages.
I just wow, it's coming back to me now that you could do that.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of the text.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, kids today will never know.
No, they won't.
I wonder if you can do that on Google Docs.
You know what I saw recently that I totally forgot about, and it sent me back to 2003? The little paperclip guy that would offer advice.
Yes.
Do you remember him?
Yes.
I loved him.
I never used it. He was just there with me.
No, I never did either, but he would just do a little jump every now and then. I'm look at you.
Wow. I remember one time in 4th grade, I remember this so vividly. I didn't know that Command Z or just undo, edit undo was the thing. I had homework in 4th grade that was write a paragraph about a president or something. Mm-hmm. And I wrote this really good paragraph. And I remember writing a paragraph in 4th grade was hard. To think of enough to write a whole paragraph, not double space, just single space.
Right. 250 words.
Right.
Yeah.
I was struggling, but I was I did it. I did it on the computer. And then I wanted to move it over. I forget why, but basically I highlighted the entire text and I hit tab because that typically indents one line, but it deleted the whole paragraph.
No.
And I could have hit edit undo, but I didn't because I was in 4th grade and I didn't know how. So I just deleted the whole paragraph. And I remember I was so sad. I was no, because it was I had no clue how to bring it back. And also I don't remember what I wrote and I had to do the whole 4th grade homework over again.
Oh no.
So funny. I'm wow, that was 4th grade problems. And I could have just hit edit undo.
You could have.
I guess my computer teacher was not teaching me everything because why didn't I know that I could do that in Microsoft Word?
No, I think that took me a while to figure out too. I don't know why.
Well,
you learn copy and paste. Why don't you learn undo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So weird. I was actually having a conversation. This is completely irrelevant to our Christmas episode, but my friend was telling me about how she has 2 kids in 2nd grade and kindergarten, and she is dealing with the tech world and what tech products to buy them. Parents in the school made this alliance. It's really cool, actually. The 4th grade, 5th grade parents, I guess, started this club, bringing everyone together because basically almost everyone has a phone or almost everyone has Snapchat or social media. And then if you're the parent that's no, my child can't have Snapchat, that's probably a good decision, but now they're alienated.
Yes.
Whereas if nobody had it, if no one in the class had it, everyone would be on the same level and it's probably safer for everyone. So she said that the 4th grade parents were talking to the 2nd grade parents and they all had this meeting and they're if everyone starts now and decides that you're not going to get your kid a phone or you're not going to let your kids have Snapchat until 7th grade, 8th grade, or even beyond that, all of them will be in the same boat. They won't be alienated. They won't bully each other. Just everyone has the same methods of communication or whatever. And I think that's such a good idea.
I love that.
Yeah, but it really only does work if everyone does it because then once 2 people have it, it's well, they have it anyway, so why can't I? And I'm just I am so glad I'm not a parent right now because this is it seems this is when all the parents are deciding, or not deciding, but realizing how it's affecting people and deciding what to do about that.
Yep.
I'm I can't imagine having kids. All I can say is I am so happy that it didn't exist when we were in 2nd grade.
There's scary stuff on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And I just can't imagine how do you control what what they see. It's just based on like their algorithm, and you're scrolling so quickly. It's not like even if you're sitting there, you can't grab your phone or the kid's phone from them before they see something. I don't know. It must be so terrifying as a parent to like have all this social media accessible to your kids and like not really know how to navigate that.
Right.
I've been even thinking that iPad kids and non-iPad kids, like if I feel like if I didn't give my kids an iPad, they'd be like, well, why don't I get that?
Right.
But this person does, or like even with like Santa, like why did Santa give them an iPad and not me?
Yeah.
Like, they're just, I don't know, there's so much I've been thinking about with kids growing up now with technology, and I hope it's all figured out by the time we're at that point in our lives.
I know.
Because it seems very complicated.
It's so hard too, because when you're raising kids, it's like you get one shot. Like if you make a mistake and either give them the iPad or don't give up, like it's, you have one chance and it's over after that. Like you're done for. Even from like my perspective now, like I see what TikTok and like short form and social media is doing to my brain, and I'm fully developed. I'm more than 25. My frontal lobe has developed, and it's like changing the way my brain works. And I can't imagine having that shape a child's brain. And then what are they going to be when they're an adult? Like we're going to see it soon, I guess. But one is, what are they seeing on these social medias? And then the whole other side of it is like, what is it even doing to our brains? And their brains. I
know, like sometimes when I'm driving, I'm like, I wish I could be watching TikTok right now.
Oh my God, that's like crossed my mind because
I get like an itch. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what the heck? I'm like doing a task right now. Like it's not like I'm just sitting around doing nothing.
I know.
And I'm still like, I'm thinking like, oh, I can't wait to like get to like go relax later and just like scroll on TikTok.
I know. I've had that thought before. If I'm like overwhelmed, I'm just like, oh, I just want to like lay in my bed and like have phone time and like just watch TikToks. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. They're talking about TikTok getting banned, and like that would be sad for like everyone that is like that's their whole business at this point, and like small businesses selling their products, like even if they sell in other places, like that's a huge thing. It is like going to be tough for a lot of people because it is a revenue stream, but also at the same time I'm like, maybe for myself that's like what it's going to take for me to actually not watch TikToks. And that's kind of sad to say, but it might be true, and I do think it's true for a lot of people, even if they don't want to admit it. Like I do find myself though on days where I am like really busy with like just life things, I really don't go on it that much.
Same.
So I do think that like the more you fill your life with like other positive activities, it is way easier to not scroll on social media all day. Like even like this weekend, Sunday, I was out like all day doing something all day, and then Sunday night I was like, oh, I should probably check on the podcast TikTok, and like because I like to engage back with like people that are like writing good comments. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to like comment back if they took the time to comment to us. And I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like, because like the feeling you get when you open TikTok is like you're opening yourself to this world that
it's like it's dopamine.
Yes. Yeah. But it's also does it like give you, I guess maybe this is different because I'm like posting on like the podcast feed, but I almost feel like it gives me like this tiny bit of anxiety because I'm like, are people gonna like these videos, or is it just gonna be like 10,000 hate comments? So I'm like almost like a little bit scared. Okay. But then I open the app and I'm like, oh wait, it's okay. Like there's the occasional hate comment, but like people are being nice. Like people are like liking the content or whatever. Right. And I just like get scared to open it. But then it is also like, if it's the podcast one, it's that. But then if it's my personal one, I'm just like, it's dopamine. Yeah. And it just like, it changes like the way your brain is working in the moment. And sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that feeling right now. I just need to like continue on my neutral, like, I don't know. It'll be like, because if you're going to bed, like I feel like as I'm like getting closer to bed, I'm like winding down and my brain's becoming like less wound up, and it's literally just winding down. It's getting to a neutral state. And that's when you find like your peace and like go to sleep. Yeah. Whereas if I open TikTok, I know I'm going to be like thinking about this, and like it's going to be winding up my brain, even if it's just winding up my brain to think about like arts and crafts, but it's still getting you going. Yeah. It's like, I should do that. I should try that tomorrow. Or sometimes I use it as like how to, like, how do I do this? How do I do this? It's like I'm looking at videos while I'm like trying to fall asleep, but it's like how to incorporate this into your daily routine. And I know it's like waking you back up. I know.
And like also stressing me out a little bit.
Yes. And sometimes I'm like, I really just shouldn't open the app right now. And I do think that I go through waves of being able to control it.
Yeah.
And like be like, yeah, I just shouldn't open, like realistically, don't get sucked into the app right now. But then other days, if I was really bored that day, I'm like, yeah, I want to just watch videos now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And it's like, I've heard recently that like being bored is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like we should be bored as humans sometimes. It's good for us sometimes. And we're never bored now because you just open TikTok.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I have been reading more.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's
so
good.
that's helpful. Yeah. I'm on TikTok like a lot less now.
Okay, good.
My book is like sucking me in.
I did start reading Wicked because I flew to Florida and I was like,
Yes.
I am not going to watch something on the plane for the first time. Like, because honestly, typically I don't bring books when I travel because it's bulky. And I'm like, I already have so much stuff. But this trip I barely had, it was a really short trip. So I didn't have a ton of stuff. So I brought a book and I was reading it. And I was like, wow, I'm able to read.
Yeah, right?
Like, wow.
It's like I forgot what this was like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Kindle and I love it so much.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
I also have been craving more. I love just listening to podcasts or videos when I'm just like going around the house, like doing my daily tasks. And I have noticed that there are a lot of times, this is like kind of embarrassing to admit, but also it's just like realistic. There are so many times throughout my day where if I'm in silence, I'm like, I need to put a YouTube video on like in the background.
Same.
And I usually do, like every time I do, I like find something to play in the background, even if I'm not listening to it, like actually listening to it. And I feel like that's not good.
Yeah.
Because to always be stimulated by someone speaking is like probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like literally all the time.
Yeah.
Like not just like, oh, when I'm eating lunch, like when I wake up, when I brush my teeth, when I wash my face, like go downstairs, make my coffee, like all of it.
Like
I'm
you
like
always have someone else's thoughts going like into your mind.
Not even that. Like it's not even about what they're saying. It's more just about like my brain feeling so like bored without it that I'm just like craving it. And I'm like, I shouldn't be craving this kind of stimulation in this way. Like sometimes you should be in silence and you should be okay with that. And like the older generations, like our parents, they can sit in silence and be fine. But I feel like when I sit in silence, sometimes I'm like, oh, I should listen to something. And it's worse when I have caffeine in me. Like after I drink coffee or like an energy drink, I'm like, I need something. But all that probably is just not good. So I have been trying to, when I feel that like, ooh, put something on, I only put something on like 50% of the time because I want to like train my brain to be like, no, like sometimes you can sit alone and be actually alone. When my brain tells my conscious mind, I want stimulation, like sometimes the answer is going to be no. And like I have to train my brain to like accept that and just stop saying yes every single time I crave stimulation. So I've been working on that and it's good. It's good. Actually good to just like hold yourself back and be like, no, I can go and like brush my teeth without bringing my phone. Like my phone is staying in a different room and I'm going to go do my daily routine without it. And then I'll start working and maybe put a podcast on or something. Yeah. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for that. It's sad that it took this long for me to realize that it's probably not a good thing.
I know. Like I've had TikTok for 4 years and I'm just now feeling like I can cut back on it a little bit.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird too though, because I got TikTok in 2019 because my friend's little brother was like blowing up on TikTok and my friend was like, oh, you should do this. Like you should make TikToks. And I'm like, damn, wish I knew then what I know now because I could be rolling right now. I could be Addison Rae. No, just kidding. No one could be her. But yeah, I'm like, damn, I should have listened to him. But anyway, I had it on my phone for years and like I would just never open it. Like I probably deleted it at times. I was like, oh, this is never going to be a thing. It just wasn't as satisfying when you watched it. It was like random videos.
Yeah.
But then
like everyone was just dancing.
Yeah.
Or actually, like lip syncing.
Yes. I never even got the dancing videos. Like I remember in 2020 when it was like really blowing up, my friend was like, oh, all I see is like Charli D'Amelio dancing. And I was like, wait, who's that? Like I never see people dancing. It's just people talking.
Yes. To this day, I've never had Charli come across my For You
Me
page.
either.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
I know.
Like,
it is weird.
It would be cool. Like she's a good dancer.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch her videos.
Yeah.
But like no, it never. Yeah. Even Addison. Like I don't even know how I knew who Addison was, but I seeked her out. Like I heard about her probably from like YouTube and other pop culture things. But yeah, she never came across my For You page, which is so interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, but I guess like that's why I'm like, this TikTok is like not even, people are just talking about like the news. They're talking about like all these random things. I am learning some things from it. And then other people are like, no, TikTok's so bad. All it is like people dancing and it's bad. It's like a waste of time. And I'm like, oh, I can't relate to that. But and it is a waste of time, but in other ways for me.
Same.
But it can be, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Whatever.
I know. I do use it for help, like I said, for a lot of stuff, like how to do things. Yeah. It's like helpful. I don't know. So I think I would miss it for that use in my life if they ban it.
I can't imagine they're actually going to do it, but also...
I know there's too much money involved.
Yeah. I'm like, an American company is just going to buy it and they're going to be even like more rich. Yeah. Probably. I can't imagine it would actually get banned. Like that would shock me. Like I would bet money right now that it's not going to get banned. Yeah. It's going to get purchased by an American company.
Well, it's already been like talked about before to like ban it and then it didn't happen.
Yeah. So. Like why would it happen this time? Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. Well, we'll see if we eat our words come January 19th or whatever date it is.
I know, right?
Okay, should we get into Christmas?
Yeah.
This is our annual Christmas, or not Christmas, holiday, Am I the Asshole discussion. We've done it the past 2 years, and it's always really fun. Trish and I were having this discussion right before we started recording. Like, if you're kind of an OG listener to our podcast, we started the podcast and did a lot of Am I the Asshole episodes, and they were really fun and really struck like interesting conversation and interesting debates. But recently, like in the past like year, I feel like Am I the Asshole got too big. So now it's just like the most insane stories in these threads that I'm like, this isn't even a debate. Like this person is absolutely crazy. And so no, you're not an asshole for like avoiding them at a birthday party. Like it's fine. Like I don't know. I'm almost like, what's the point of reading this? Like it's not even interesting anymore because the answer is so clear.
Right. There's no discussion.
Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, we picked and chose and we were really picky with our stories this year because I wanted them to actually be fun debates and not just like, I don't know, not just a solid like, yeah, 100%. Like that's insane. And of course you're an asshole for like doing that. So we were really picky. So hopefully you guys will like the stories that we picked. Oh, I forgot to tell you this before we started, but Erin found a Buzzfeed quiz.
Oh my God, I love Buzzfeed quizzes. Not that I don't do them that much.
I know.
I should.
They were so big, like back in the day.
I know they were.
10 years ago, 15 years ago. They were like the thing to do. But she found this. It's kind of a quiz, but not really.
Okay.
Because there's not like a grade at the end.
Okay.
That's why I said not really.
Yeah.
But it's an article titled, I'm curious who you think the jerk is in these holiday stories.
Oh,
So there's 10 of them in these 10 holiday stories. So basically they have a few sentences about the story and then we decide who is the asshole, one of them, both of them, or neither of them.
Okay.
So I feel like this would be a fun little thing to start with and like get us in the like, get our brains going.
Perfect.
Okay. Abby and Harper let their 2 young kids decorate the Christmas tree. Harper thinks the tree looks bad, so she redecorates it before her parents visit. Abby is furious and says Harper should let the kids decorate again their way. Who's the asshole? Okay, so parents letting the kids decorate the tree. One of them thinks it looks terrible and redoes it, and the other one's like, no, you should let the kids have their tree moment. That's kind of hard.
I know. Okay.
I'm like, Trish is a woman who loves aesthetics. So.
Yeah, I would redo the tree. Like, I would 100% redo the tree and I wouldn't feel bad about it either. I guess it depends on how old the kids are, but like, would they even notice?
That's a good, okay.
You know? Like, if the kids wouldn't even notice and they'd be like, yeah, look at the tree I decorated and it's redone and they're just like, look, I did this. And they have no idea. I don't think you're an asshole for redoing it.
Okay, so you would think Abby being furious, she would be the asshole making them redo it.
Yeah. This one, I don't think, like, I wouldn't call Abby an asshole, you know?
I agree.
I know that's the point of this.
But it also, an option is neither of them.
Okay, so maybe neither.
Yeah. I think in this situation, I also agree. Neither of them are an asshole, but I actually can see where both of them are coming from, though.
Yes.
Because sometimes, like, I don't know, maybe this is controversial because I don't have kids, so I don't know how I'm going to feel when I have kids.
Exactly.
But
same.
I have heard some people say that, like, when you have kids, yes, your life kind of does revolve around them, but you do still have a life of your own.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to make decisions that don't always 100% put the kids first in a situation like this. Like, obviously their health, their safety, their life, sure.
Yeah.
But like a decoration, like
you're
allowed
to
you're allowed to put a decoration that you like in your own home. That's okay.
Yeah. Because it's not like you're gonna let them go take their crayons and draw all over the walls and be like, oh, well, you know, they did that. They were being creative. We need to like leave the walls covered in crayon.
Right.
Which I say crown and I get made fun of for that. So I try and say crayon correctly. But like, yeah, if they're both under like 3 feet tall, they're like, what, 2 and 3 years old, and the ornaments are clustered in this one area of the tree and the rest of the tree is like
great point,
not covered, I'm gonna redo it. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell them that they did it. I'll be like, look what you did. You did such a good job.
But kids have good memories these days.
They do. I know.
I'm like, did we always have these memories?
I know.
Like when our cousins' kids talk to us, I'm like, how do you remember what we spoke about last time I saw you? How are you so smart?
True. I know. That's true. But I don't know. Maybe you can get them like a mini kids tree and they can do it how they want, and it can be like up in their bedroom or something.
That's a good point.
If there has to be like a compromise of some sort, like there doesn't have to be, but
I kind of agree with that, because I do think that like aesthetics, some people love decorations and they really take pride in their decor and like creating a beautiful space. And if you're having an adult party, you're allowed to be a parent and also do things just with adults that don't center children.
Yeah.
So like, why not redecorate for your adult party the way that you want your adult home to be presented to adults?
True.
Like why is that so
true.
bad to want to like put decorations that are like beautiful and well thought out?
I agree.
And then but I do see what you're saying. Do a different tree, but just put it somewhere else if they really want to do a tree, or help them. Why don't you just say like, see how these are all close together? If we put this one, then more of it, like it could be a teaching moment, maybe depending on how bad the tree is with their decorations.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be people that are like, well, like you're squashing their creativity and stuff.
That's true
like,
too.
We don't have kids, so it's hard to say from our perspective, like what we're gonna value in that moment. Like, do we value the aesthetics or do we value supporting our children's growth in that way? I don't know. It's also like just a Christmas tree.
I know.
But from both sides, why is it that important?
I was just gonna say that, like, then like I feel like you would see a comment from a now adult that's like, well, when I was a kid, my parents, they destroyed everything I did and I hate them for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. Like,
I know. And now I have like issues. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
I think if you told them straight up, like, well, this looks terrible, so we're gonna have to redo it. Or if you're just like, oh, well, what you did was beautiful, but I wanted to add my touch, and we're a family and we all get to pick what's on the
tree.
Like,
I love that.
I think there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what my family did growing up when we decorated the tree. Like, obviously we all put things on.
Yeah, we all did it together.
Yeah, so I don't really remember if my parents changed it or not.
That's
so I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
It's that deep.
Like, I don't know if you remember where you've placed every single ornament exactly on which branch.
Right.
And also, like, if it seems like the kids care a lot about it, like they're focused on it and for days they talk about it and how good of a job they did, then okay, leave the ornaments, because that is like a priority for them right now and they're proud of it. If they do it and then they move on and they're going and playing with toys, or there's something else that's fun that they're doing, they don't care about it that much. I don't think we have to be like, oh, we can't touch it because they did that. They're not even thinking about it anymore. They've moved on. So I feel like it depends on like what the kids find important, because like if they're proud of it, you don't want to be like, well, it looks horrible.
Yes.
But if they don't care, then it's like, why should you care that much?
Right. That's a great point.
I don't know.
Or ask them if they're old enough to decorate a tree. Maybe they're old enough to be like, do you care if I move some of this?
Yeah.
Like, some kids are reasonable. Some.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we say neither of them?
We'll say neither.
Okay. Let's see. Is it gonna let me vote? Wow. Most people said Harper was the.
Oh, I knew it.
60% said Harper, who wanted to redo the tree, was the a-hole.
I knew it.
Neither of them got 21%, so that was second place.
Okay.
Then it was Abby, then it was both of them.
Okay. No, they're not both assholes.
I don't think she's an asshole just because she wants her house to look good.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, maybe it's not whatever.
I know, right? But okay, I follow so many, mostly like female creators on TikTok who do like interior design or like they're redoing their home. So like they have like an old home, they're redoing it. They all have kids, like all of them, and all of their homes look so beautiful.
Yeah.
And pretty much untouched by kids. So it's like, like if their kid moves something, they're going to go move it back.
Yes.
Like they're not like, oh, well, like they wanted the candle like 3 inches over, so we've got to leave it because like my 3-year-old has a really creative vision here and like they know what they're doing. Like I feel like there's a lot of people out there that probably would redo the tree.
I agree.
Because they value that.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. That's fine. We came in second place.
That's a good question, though.
It is.
Like, I really, really see all sides. I see both parents and the kids' side.
I agree.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it really, really depends on how bad it looks and how much the kids care about it.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Wow, this episode might be longer than I thought. All of them are this in depth. Jenny makes a dessert for Thanksgiving, but accidentally mixes up 2 recipes. Her brother Eric realizes the mix-up and tells everyone to just pretend that they like it. Jenny is embarrassed and says Eric should have told her it was bad. Who's the asshole? Oh, I think Eric had good intentions.
Yeah, I don't think Eric's an asshole.
Yeah.
I think that's really kind of him to be like, everyone just pretend you like it.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm just thinking of my own family, like my immediate family, I guess, like my siblings and in-laws and stuff. I feel like I would get roasted if I made a bad dessert. So that's really kind of Eric to be like, no, like let's all just say we like it and be nice about it.
Yeah, I think that's also, that's very nice of him.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them are the asshole. I just think the wrong decision was made because it seems like a relatively easy fix in most situations where like, I do wonder when, so I guess at the Thanksgiving dinner is when everyone's tasting it and it's really bad. Okay, then maybe it would be sad if everyone was like, this is terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, you don't want to roast her and be like, how did you mix up 2 recipes?
Yeah, that is sad because if you're especially if you really like baking and you're like proud of your recipes and then at the dinner is when you realize that you messed it up, especially like if it's like one of the only desserts or something. Although I do think that instead of being like, just be nice and lie and say that you like it, you can say, just be nice and still be supportive of her and forgive her. Like, I don't know. I don't think this is like that deep, I guess.
I do think, I don't know, I would have been like, okay, just don't eat it.
Right.
But just say like, it looks good. Ooh, like looks so nice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think he has good intentions. Like I can't like hate him for it.
Yeah.
But I do understand how it's embarrassing to be on the receiving end of that where like everyone knows you mess up except for you and then everyone's like trying to protect you for it. Like I understand how that's a little bit embarrassing like as being the person on the receiving end of that. I remember when I was younger I used to make desserts for like family gatherings and I didn't want anyone to know it was me because I was like, what if it's bad? So I would want everyone to just assume my mom did it, but then we'd be like eating like whatever peach cobbler or something and she's like, Tricia made it, Tricia made it, and I'm like, stop. Because then I still don't know, like, I'm like, it could be bad. And then everyone's like, they feel like they have to say something about it. They're like, oh, you did a good job. And I'm like, stop. You don't have to say anything. Just eat it and like, let's just move on. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like, I understand how she's a little bit embarrassed about it.
Yeah. Because, especially if you tried really hard and it's like, damn, I really just like, I had one shot to like do something I'm proud of, like make something I'm proud of.
Yeah.
I do wonder how she found out or if these are real situations or kind of just like hypotheticals.
Right.
But how would she have found out? Just told her it was bad? See, he didn't need to say it was bad. He could have just said, you made a little mistake or like you must have made a mistake or something because something about it tastes a little off.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's like, I don't know.
Or just let her try it and see if she notices that it doesn't taste good.
Yeah. And then let her come to
her be the one be like, oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I think I messed up the recipe.
Wait, that's a great point. Like, how did she not know?
Yeah.
She just didn't eat her creation, I guess. Interesting. Oh. Okay. I don't know. I would say neither of them in this one too.
Same.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that was the overwhelming majority.
Okay.
68%. And then Eric came in 23% in second place. Yeah. I don't think that's like that crazy. It's just a mistake. Pam is getting married soon. She goes to a company holiday party where they have a white elephant exchange. Pam uses her wedding invitation as her gift. When Angela opens it, she tries to trade with someone else. And Pam is insulted. Who's the a-hole?
Oh my God, I love that.
Wait,
especially because it's like, have you watched The Office?
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
It's like
yes.
The personalities sound right for the character names.
Wait, I didn't even put that together.
That's
Office
so
characters.
Funny.
That's actually savage that she,
That is.
I think, okay, so Pam is the one that's upset because Angela wanted to trade. No, I think that Pam should have understood the idea or the rules of the game. And
I agree.
If there's something you want more, then that's how it goes.
Yeah. I think Pam's a bit of an asshole just for bringing the invitation at all as the gift.
Right. Like, why would that's just weird. That's just a weird thing to do.
It's like, oh, everyone wants to come to my wedding and only one person gets it.
And then you're mad when someone wants something else more. Yeah.
Pam, come on.
I think it's Pam. Should we vote Pam?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She won 55%.
Pam.
And then 25% said both of them. See, the thing is, I don't think that trading that gift makes you an asshole. It just makes you real.
Yeah.
if you were to do a white elephant or something, and like maybe someone has like a knitting business or like some sort of small business where they have a product and they put that product in, it almost just like puts the recipient in a weird position because not every product is for every person.
Yeah.
But then saying it to their face that like, oh, this product is great, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
That just comes off wrong. But in a white elephant gift exchange, you should be allowed to trade with whoever you want and have it not be dramatic and offensive.
Yeah.
So I do think that like anyone that puts in something that if you're going to get offended, if someone trades it away, you shouldn't do it. Like that's just not fair to the other players. Like now they have to walk on eggshells and they have to lie about what they actually want. And they have to go home with a gift that they don't actually want because they feel too bad to tell you the truth. That's so annoying.
Wait, my mom is an artist. She does watercolor and pastel.
She's amazing.
She put a painting into a white elephant one year with my family on Christmas. But it's funny because she can be like hard on herself about her work. So she'll do studies or like demos of paintings before doing the actual painting. So she'll do like a quick sketch, but picture like a quick sketch, but watercolor just to get like the colors and values and shadows and stuff like how she wants them. And then she'll go and on a different piece of, paper, she'll do the real painting itself. She saves a lot of these quick sketches and stuff. And I actually love them. So I have a few of them framed in my house, but she's like hard on them. And she's like, oh, this one's so ugly. This one isn't good. I don't like that. But she still has them. I think there was one that she thought was decent. So she framed it and put it in the white elephant.
Oh my gosh.
But she was like very vocal, like, it's not even that good. Like, don't worry if you don't want it, like whatever. But my cousins and like my family all love her work. Like all of them love her work. So people were fighting over it, which was funny. Like we didn't have to worry about people being like, oh, yay, thanks. Like not really wanting it, but faking it. But it was just so funny. I'm like, that's bold of her. But also she was probably the harshest critic of it to begin with. So she's like, I don't care if no one wants it. Like, just funny to like put it in. But it was framed and everything. Everyone was like fighting over it.
I love that.
I know, it was so funny.
I love Tricia's mom is amazing. Does she have a website?
Yes. And my younger sister, Julia, just redid it. And it's really nice.
We should put her website in the bio because she's amazing. And like everything in our house is your mom's work. It's all so pretty. And I was at Goodwill with my boyfriend and we were looking at frames because those like fine art frames are like really expensive and like very beautiful. So we were looking for like just fine art that had nice frames. And I pulled up this one and it was like a similar style to your mom's, just something that she would never paint. It was like a biking, like Tour de France, like style bike race. And I was like, I love this frame. And like, I actually really like the style of this, but I just don't like, I wouldn't put like a biking scene in my house. And Joe was like, oh yeah, that looks like everything. That looks like it would go in your house. And I was like, yeah, it's like, cause everything's my aunt. And like I just love that style. That's so like, funny. Of course I picked this painting up and I was like, this frame with this style is like so cool. Yeah. It wasn't as good. Sorry. I know I always say I think I'm biased, but I'm like her like biggest fan of her art. Like I love her. Like every painting she does, I love it and I want it for myself. She'll put it in like art shows and stuff and she sells her art and it's like she sells like for a real art price. Like it's original art, so it's like not cheap. Yeah. And I'm always like, can you just give that to me? But I know like for her to give it to me, it's like it's her job.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. I know, but I'm like, oh, I want all of her art so badly. And like she'll sell stuff and I'm like, oh, but I wanted that one.
I know.
But I have to be happy for her that she sold it. But yeah, even like her sketches, I'm like, I love these. They're so good. Yeah. So last Christmas, actually, she gave me 2 of her paintings framed for Christmas. And I was like pumped about it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, they're so good. So she was always an artist, but she started like actually like doing it as a job, I think when we were like kids. Probably when I was, like super young.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember my parents bought work from her then and it was like amazing then. But I have like stuff from her early days and then like mid-tier days and then seeing her stuff now, it's like the progression because they're all amazing, but like when you look at like her skill is just like getting better and better with like every piece, which is so like cool to see like the evolution because it's just like crazy because if you look at like the first year or not year but like some of her first works, you're like, wow, that's a really amazing painting, like that's really really cool, really good, and then you like turn around and she's like, this is my most recent, and I'm like,
Yes.
my jaw is on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like,
I
I hope
know.
that's not insulting. Is that insulting?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, it's like, that's just like natural. That the more you do something, the better you get. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like she was always good, but just now it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like,
Right.
they're so good.
And she started out as watercolor and then introduced pastels and tried out pastels a long time ago, but it feels recent to me. I don't know why, but it was a really long time ago, but like that's newer to her, I guess.
Okay.
So she's just like always progressing. But yeah, she does art shows. She's like part of art societies like Philadelphia Watercolor Society and Pastel Society. She's gone to like workshops by like, you know, really famous professional artists, and she teaches classes. Not as much anymore, but she used to be a teacher at like a art
an art
studio
center,
nearby. Yeah. So it's like her whole life. So
It's so cool.
she's very good. Yeah. And I know, like I said, I always think maybe I'm biased, but like I really love all of her stuff. Like
I know.
every single painting.
It really
The colors,
yeah.
the style, the subject, like it's all pretty
I know. It's amazing.
and like unique kind
Yeah,
of.
I love it. It is like, it's nice that having someone in your family that's actually amazing and that you love their style, because I'm sure there's so many, art is so subjective that I'm sure there's so many people that have an artist in their family that's like, I mean, they're good at what they do, but like, I just don't love their style.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, why don't you want to buy my
Yeah,
art? But
right?
like for your mom, it's like everyone's like, I'll take it. Like
Yes.
there's one that was like in our grandparents' house. And it's like, oh, well, what should we do? I'm like, me, I want it.
I'll have it.
Single, yeah, every single one. Doesn't matter what it's of. I'll take it.
Yep.
They're all so beautiful.
I know. I do really like all her stuff.
Yeah.
The website is Anne's Paintings, I believe.
Oh, wait. How did she get that URL?
I know, right? It's Anne with an E. So ANNES, like Anne's, and then paintings, annespaintings.com. Yep, Anne Whalon. So this is her new website.
Wow. Oh my God. The boats are just
I know.
amazing. I need one of those.
She does a lot more pastel these days.
Wow. She also sometimes does commissions. I commissioned her. This is just like an ad for her.
I know,
business
like
now.
a 5-minute ad.
Yeah, she needs to cut us a check. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
I know.
She needs
Mom,
to give us
pay
a
for this
painting.
ad.
No. Just kidding. No, I commissioned a painting for my friend's wedding. My best friend got married
That's
in
right.
a very iconic church that Tricia's also going to get married in. And she did a painting of the church, and it's in their house, and it's just like so amazing. Oh, they're all so good. They're all amazing.
She does people's pets, which is actually so cute. And I feel like that I could see hanging in like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In like a thick gold frame. Like
Yes.
Like the pet pictures are like kind of chic. I like
Yeah.
little pup. Yeah. I really just like her stuff.
I know, me too.
I want this so badly, but this cow painting for anyone watching. Not that you could see that at
Are
all.
the prices listed online?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what it's probably a lot, but
Yeah. I've seen
want it.
art websites where I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And you have to inquire for the pricing.
yes, it's
and
the
I've,
worst.
I've done it before, and they're
Yeah.
like, this end table is $3,500.
Yep.
And I'm like, cool. I'm like,
You're like,
thank
right.
you so much for getting back to me. I'll let my client know. Like, okay. I'm not going to be buying the end
yeah,
table anymore.
sorry, can't afford
Yeah,
that.
maybe one day.
Yeah.
Okay, should we jump back
Sorry.
into
yes.
it? Okay.
Sorry for the tangent.
No, I loved that. Elizabeth hosts Christmas dinner for her family. Oh, her daughter Anne. How timely.
And with an E.
Yes.
Wow.
Doesn't eat meat. Anne is vegetarian. The only vegetarian dish Elizabeth makes is a salad. Okay, so this is Elizabeth as the mom hosting. Her daughter is a vegetarian. Anne is upset that there's barely anything for her. Elizabeth says Anne should have brought her own dish. Who's the asshole?
Ooh.
I've experienced this actually.
I was going to say you can speak to this.
Yeah, when not the exact same thing, but I've experienced when I went vegetarian and I went to my family parties. I actually had someone else say this exact thing happened to me, and it happened to them.
Oh.
It was actually one of my college professors said how it goes when you go vegetarian. If you have like a good family that's like supporting you or whatever, and that loves you, healthy relationships, whatever. The first Thanksgiving and Christmas that you go to, that you change your diet and you're vegetarian or vegan, everyone is going to ask you questions. They're going to tell you why you shouldn't, tell you why it's stupid, tell you why it's pointless, whatever. And then the next year, you're going to go to your family Thanksgiving and they're going to be like, I made this dish for you. It doesn't have meat. I made a separate one. I cooked the meat separate, and we're going to just let you put it on if you want it. And then you can have it without the meat. That actually happened to me. I actually think that that's how most people would operate, because when somebody tells you something that's different,
Yep.
everyone, like, it's so annoying, but it's human nature, especially for older people that are like more set in their ways. It's human nature to be like, oh, don't do that. Why? It's stupid. It's pointless. No.
Yeah.
Until you know. But then they come around. You're like, no, it's just how it is. And then the next year, they're just really excited to like be a part of it and have you like have this special thing for you. And that happened to me and our family.
I also think that people assume it's like a phase.
Yeah.
And if you stick with it for like more than a year, then people are like, oh, okay, like this is real.
Right.
And I'll support it now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do think that's how people think. Yeah.
They're like, we'll see how long like we have to go along with this.
Right. It is a little bit annoying when it comes to the vegetarian stuff because vegan, I will say, the recipe itself for a lot of dishes needs to be completely different in order for it to be vegan. So I can see how if you choose to be vegan, you kind of have to not fend for yourself in a way, but just be realistic about the fact that many traditional dishes for Thanksgiving and Christmas are not vegan. And to make them vegan, you would have to create a different recipe. And most people are doing their grandmother's recipe that involves butter or an egg.
Yep.
And that's the recipe they've passed down for generations. And they don't want to change it just because one person doesn't eat eggs anymore. And so I can see where they're coming from. Like if it's a recipe you love and you make it every year, that's your tradition. You don't have to change your whole tradition for someone else. But at the same time, I can see how it would be kind and considerate if someone you love became vegan. If you're like, well, I'll make this and we could grab this vegan version of it somewhere else, like, or make it separate. I do see both sides. I also think regardless of what you choose to be, your dietary restrictions, you get to choose them, but you also face the consequences of it, I guess. Like, it's a choice that you're making and you have to know that the world doesn't revolve around you. And so sometimes when you go to someone's house for dinner, you're just not going to like the food that they prepared, and that's on you. So I don't know. I do see both sides.
I think it's tough, especially for like veganism, because like you would have to buy a lot of substitutes.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, will you use them again if you're just making like this one dish?
Yeah.
Like I've like nutritional yeast. And, I'm like, I don't know if I would ever use that again except for like this one recipe.
Right.
I guess I could figure out how to work it into other stuff. So I could see how it would be tough to like want to completely rework an entire recipe, but it's also like it is nice to do that for your loved ones.
Yeah. So. I think that if we're all talking like reasonable people, you could maybe tell your family like, hey, I went vegetarian. Is it possible for us to do a vegetarian dish? But also you can be the one making it. Like, rather than just showing up to someone's house and being like, there's nothing vegetarian for me. Maybe you can say, hey guys, I went vegetarian. This is something I'm loving. I think you'll like it too. Like, why don't you bring it to them rather than just demanding that everyone else bring something to you? So I don't get why she's just demanding of other people. Of course, it's nice when other people think of you, but you can't just expect people to think of you at all times. Also, I feel like people respect you way more when you maybe request something or when you bring your own or when you just like politely tell people like, don't revolve it around me, but like, here's another option that I would also like, but like, you don't have to pick that. Like, just be considerate of other people and other people will be considerate of you. Yeah. I think another reason why like my family really came around is because a few people in our family went vegetarian too. Nobody went into our dinner and said, ew, you're eating that. You're eating turkey. You're eating chicken. Disgusting. Sin. Like when any one of our cousins that went, we're cousins, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. Anyone in our family that happened to go vegetarian or pescatarian, they went into Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner and they said, oh, I'm actually not going to have turkey. I don't really eat meat anymore. Or I haven't been eating meat. Or I happen to switch to vegetarian. So I'm just going to not take this, but I'll have mashed potatoes. Yeah. And they're not like shaming other people, where I feel like there was like this weird time where like vegans and vegetarians were like shaming people and like pushing their beliefs on others. Like, and that was like a really popular like motif in society. And then everyone hated them because of that. And now I feel like it's come around a little bit where people aren't pushing their ideals. They're more just like, yeah, it's just what I want to do. And you can do whatever the hell you want to do. And we're all going to coexist. So I think that's a huge part of it too. Yeah. Just if you go in there and you're like, this is just for me, but you guys like live it up, do your thing. People will respect you way more. And then maybe they will make a dish for you next year. Yeah. So I think in this situation, the daughter is the asshole because she could have either worked with her mom if they have a good relationship. Oh, mom, let's cook together and do this. Or bring something that's, I can see how she would be let down that her mom wouldn't want to make something for her, because I'm just thinking like my mom, when we go to Thanksgiving, my mom's like, oh, I'll do this vegetarian stuffing for you over here. And I'm like, wow, that's so nice. Like I always appreciate it. So it's cool when someone thinks of you, but you're not an asshole. Like, I don't know. They wouldn't be an asshole for not changing their entire like Thanksgiving menu. Should we say Anne? Is Anne the asshole? Okay. Wow. Oh my God. We did not vote with the majority. No. Okay. 71% of people said Elizabeth and 10% said Anne. 15% came in second with both of them. Wow. Okay. Huh. I also think it depends on ages, because if your child child turned vegetarian and you were like, whatever, like you control what your child has access to if they're like 10.
Yeah.
But it seems like Elizabeth said Anne should have brought her own dish, which implies that Anne doesn't live at the house and she's bringing something.
Yeah.
So she's an adult who can handle her own. I can see where the line, you should have brought your own dish. That's a little rude.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Yeah, I guess if you say it in that way.
I know.
Well, you should have brought your own. Like,
yeah,
okay,
based solely on that comment. Yeah, that's kind of like an asshole comment.
Right. But overall, like, wow, that's, I mean, I guess that comment, yes. But if she said like, oh, I'm sorry, we all brought something and you didn't bring anything. Sorry.
Right.
I don't know. Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I guess it really
right.
depends on how the line is delivered with that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Seth is really into video games, while his girlfriend, Summer, enjoys them sometimes. For the holidays, he buys Summer a new game that he's had his eye on for months and says they can play it together. Summer says he should have bought the present for himself. Who's the asshole? Seth.
Yeah.
That is 100% right there.
Yeah. There was no thought about what she wanted at all.
Yeah.
Just, this is an opportunity for me to buy this game and then play it.
Right. Okay, Seth, I'm voting. 83% said Seth.
Okay, good.
Wait.
I thought you were going to say we were in the minority again.
No, I would have lost faith in you.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. 83% said Seth. 6% said neither of them. And then 6% said both of them. 5% said Summer. I feel concerned about the people that said Summer.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah.
Because you're delusional.
It's all the Seths of the world.
I was just going to say, you're probably a Seth if you think Summer's the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And then to say neither of them or both of them is also upsetting because how could you possibly think that, okay, she enjoys them sometimes. Like, no, that's just, but it's a game that he wanted. He had his eye on it. She never spoke of it. Like,
right.
No.
Yeah, like what if she wanted a new pair of shoes and she told you that and you're like, nah, I'm going to get you this video game.
Or what if she wanted a video game that she had her eye on and you just had your eye on this other one?
Yeah.
See, I feel like, not that women never do this because I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But I've heard multiple stories recently where a guy does it and gets the girl something that they actually want and the girl just has to like suck it up and like just be the cool girlfriend and just don't get mad because cool girls don't get mad. They just go with the flow. When like the guy specifically did the thing, did it for themselves and it's 100% a selfish move, didn't consider them at all. The other situation I heard was a sports game where the girl's like, I'm not into sports, but I had fun with him at like one sports game. And then for Christmas, he bought her tickets to, or maybe they never went to a sports game before, but she was not into sports and he bought her tickets to a baseball game. And he's like, oh, this is your Christmas present. She's like, wait, what? Like, this is clearly for you.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm just trying to be realistic because I wouldn't have gotten you something that only I like. Like, I would try to get something like...
Yeah. Like, there's clearly other things that you would have wanted before you go to a sports game. Like, if you're going to spend money on anything.
Exactly. Yeah. And, like, also just let them buy it for you. Like, Seth, like, let Summer do you a favor and, like, let her do something good for you by letting her get you the game. Then you're both happy. She feels happy because she made you happy. You're happy because you got the thing you wanted. Why did you have to buy it for her?
I know, that's so annoying.
It's just so dumb. Because then now you get two presents. You get the game and you get what she actually got you.
Yep.
And she gets what? To watch you play it and occasionally play it with you.
And you didn't have to stress about thinking about an actual, like, meaningful, thoughtful gift for her.
Right.
So you got off easy a little.
Yeah. Ugh, that's so annoying. That's so I want to make a whole video about gift giving.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
Like, also, I have an issue with giving women, like, cleaning products.
Oh my God. Cleaning products is crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a YouTube video where I, like, dig deep into this, like, the idea of when you get gifts for someone, but they're actually for someone else. So if your friend is a mom and instead of buying her something for herself, you buy her something for the baby. And it's like, well, that's not a gift for her. That's like a gift for the baby. Or like, even if it's like a, I don't know, like one of those things where you like wrap it around your body and like hold the baby with it. Like, it's still a baby gift.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a gift that's for her, something special for her.
Like her or her interests or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And like the thing with gifts is like, gifts are supposed to be things that you don't actually need. And they're, I mean, in certain situations, obviously, like people gift like socks and like, I don't know, in college, people ask for like paper towels and like that kind of stuff. And like, that's fine. Money. Yeah. Gift cards to Chipotle. But like, I think once you reach a certain point, like gifts are not about like things that you truly need. It's just about things that like mean something to you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm anti Seth for sure. That one.
Sorry, Seth.
Yeah, you effed up. Every year, John's great aunt buys him a ridiculously oversized sweater for the holidays. One year, John decides to tell his aunt he'd like something that fits him for once. His mom, Ellen, says that was rude and he should apologize. Who's the asshole? Ellen, his mom, or John for telling her, I want something that actually fits me for once?
No, I think that's fine that he wants a gift that he can use.
Yeah, I think this is a how you say it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I will say, I want something that actually fits me for once.
Yeah.
Right? You're now negating
down.
the value. Yeah, like you're basically saying that the value of all the other gifts she's ever gotten you is zero and you don't want them because you can never use them and they were always stupid and bad.
Yeah.
But maybe you can say to your aunt, hey, aunt, whatever, like I've been wearing more form-fitting stuff and I want to wear more sweaters that are more form-fitting. So I know it's kind of a tradition for you to get me a sweater and this is my ideal size right now.
Yeah,
Like
that's
something
nice.
like that. I don't know.
Understandable, yeah.
It's really how you say it.
Yeah. I'm sure she wants you to wear the sweater. Like, why else would she buy it? It's not just to like hang in your closet for fun.
Right.
So, yeah, if you say it in a nice way, I'm sure she'd be like, yes, of course, I'll get you a different size because I want you to wear it and enjoy it and like think of me when you wear it or whatever. Yeah.
I feel like that's another thing that like someone who's emotionally immature would take as offensive. Like if you're like, oh, actually, like this is my size. Or like, great. So I've just been getting you the wrong size forever and I'm so stupid and I'm the worst aunt in the world and I've never done anything. And it's like, all right, relax.
Yeah, like that's not what I was saying.
That's how people like respond to things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the worst aunt ever. Like, no, you're not a bad aunt just because you got the wrong size. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
I don't know.
I make mistakes. It's fine.
I do really think this is how you said it. So if you said it in this exact way, I want something that fits me for once, asshole.
Yeah.
But if you said it in a kind way where you're like, hey, my style's changing a little bit and I'm into this size thing right now. Mm-hmm. If you want a hint for Christmas, you know, like that's not an asshole move.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so John probably right because
I guess, yeah.
it's about how he said it in this one. Oh my God.
Were we wrong?
The majority was neither of them at 37%. I will say 33% being John is a close second.
Okay, I'll take it.
And then 24% is Ellen, 6% is both of them. 37% of people think, I mean, this is a very close race, but that neither of them are an asshole. I guess it really depends on how he says it though.
I know, I was going to say it's got to be all based on tone.
Yeah, tone, 100%. Neither of them?
That's crazy. No, there's
a little rude if you say it in that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or if you said it nicely and your mom's like, that was rude, that's kind of being an asshole too, like jumping in and like making something out of nothing almost.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So yeah, it depends on how everyone's going about this.
I agree. Wow, that's actually surprising. I mean, I get why people would say neither of them because people are like, oh, they're just being honest. But it's like, how are you being honest?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we need more information on that one. I need exact dialogue.
Exactly. We need the audio of the conversation.
Right, and then we'll dissect it. Lola and her husband are new parents. Her mother-in-law, Diana, buys the baby a turkey onesie. Lola secretly thinks it's ugly. At Thanksgiving, Diana demands to know why the baby isn't wearing it. Lola admits she hates the outfit. Who's the asshole? Wait, you say it first.
Okay. I think Lola's the asshole.
Okay.
The mom saying that she hates the outfit purely based on how she said it. I don't think that's very nice to say you hate the outfit. Also, like, do you actually have that strong of feelings about it? It's just like a baby outfit.
Right.
I also think, though, it's a little tough with the mother-in-law gifting this outfit and expecting that to be the outfit on the holiday that you bought it for. Because when I have kids, I do see myself picking out their holiday outfits for however long I can, you know, however long they let me. I feel like I'll want to like pick out what they wear and have it be cute and like take pictures of it and stuff. So it might be a little difficult for me to like accept an outfit from someone else and then have them expect me to put the baby in that outfit on like the actual day of the holiday. Mm-hmm. Of course, like if it's a turkey outfit day before, day after Thanksgiving, I feel like that's fine. It's still like within like the holiday seasons. I have a 5-month-old niece right now and she does get gifted a lot of clothes. I feel like I've seen her in like every outfit she's been gifted. Aww. Which is really nice. Like I do think that comes with the territory of being a new parent. Like people want to give you things and clothes do make sense to gift a new baby because they grow so fast.
Yeah.
So I think it is nice to always be giving people clothes because the baby's growing out of stuff so quickly. Like you're always in need of clothes. And it is nice to like just take them with grace and put them on the baby and, you know, let the baby have some time wearing that outfit, even if it's not like your favorite. I mean, at the end of the day, it's it's just an outfit and like the baby needs clothes. So
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like you don't have to say you hate it, but it is tough to be like, why isn't the baby wearing my outfit? Like I've given my niece stuff. I haven't seen her wear it yet. It's also probably too big for her, but because I try and buy like ahead of her age just to like help be ready for like when she gets that big, then she'll have something to wear. But you know, I don't know. I feel like it's tough on both ends, but I am going to go Lola at the end of the day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
At first I was going to say neither of them, but then as you were saying that, I was like, okay, wait, all this is actually very true. And then I reread the word Diana demands to know.
Yes.
And Lola admits she hates the outfit. So, okay. I think that if it was like taken down a notch on the communication and it was, oh, why isn't she wearing the turkey outfit I got her with like a hopeful like glimmer in your eye?
Yeah.
And she says, oh, well, I bought her this outfit and I really, really loved this one. I think I liked it a little bit more than the turkey outfit. And I was really excited. It's like her first Thanksgiving or the only Thanksgiving party we're going to see family, like whatever. So I picked this one and I hope you can understand. Like I would say neither of them.
Like we brought it as a backup because babies are always spitting up or getting food on, you know,
that's
like
a great, put it in the car and be like, oh, well, we put it in the bag, like just in case. Like, yes, I think that I would be like, oh, neither of them. But if it's like you get to the party and it's like, why isn't she wearing the turkey outfit? This is the only outfit that she could possibly or that she should be wearing today. Like there's no reason that she shouldn't be. It's like, all right, well, it's not your kid.
Yeah.
Like you can't just pick the outfits. You're not the mother.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I want to take pictures. It's her first Thanksgiving. Like, and I kind of want her to be in this like nice little outfit that I bought for her. And then we'll put her in her turkey costume later. And I don't know if it's a turkey costume, but
well, I'll show this is the picture. I'll put the link to this Buzzfeed quiz in the description so everyone can go and look at.
There's a picture, but
this is a stock photo. I think. I know.
Okay.
If it was this, I'd be like, I'm siding with the mother-in-law. I have to say. But I mean, this is very, very cute. It's a little impractical, I will say.
Yeah.
If they're sitting at the dinner table and the turkey, like the feathers are out.
Wait, I'm dead at that. That's so funny.
I guess I'm kind of on the mother-in-law's side because this is such a cute outfit. And it's like, it's clearly a joke. And it's clearly just for a moment. Like, it's not like a forever outfit.
Okay,
like
that really can only be worn on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I didn't realize that it was like a full turkey costume.
But also this is a stock photo. So like it could have been something different. It could have been like an uglier version. And also maybe some people just actually look at this and they're like, that's so stupid and ugly and I hate it.
Yeah.
And that's okay too.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't know. I think it's how you say it. But when you were saying the thing about when you're a new parent and you get gifted outfits, like people do love giving gifts. That's how they show you they love you. That's how they show you they're excited. And like just to have your daughter or whatever baby wear this outfit that someone that you love dearly and they love you dearly, but it's just a little bit not your style. Like maybe that's okay. Like it's okay. Yeah. It's not like they're forcing you to wear a dress to your wedding. Like it's like a one day outfit that like you're going to forget about and they're going to forget about too. It's not that deep.
And it's not even going to last a full day.
Right.
Probably.
If it's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's more about the forcing of the things onto people and the lack of sympathy or care in the I hate it like response, you know? Maybe you can just tell them like it wasn't my favorite outfit.
Yeah.
You know? I always use that phrase, it's not my favorite. And I've used it, I feel like my whole life, like even in high school, like I'd be like, oh, it's not my favorite song. And it really means I don't like it. Or like I don't really like it and I would choose to skip the song. Or like it's not my favorite TV show. Like I would just never watch that show, you know? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to be like, I don't like it.
Right.
Like, and so I remember my college roommate was like, it's so annoying when you say it's not my favorite because it's not my favorite either. It's not that it's my favorite thing. Like I know it's not your favorite, but like it's still good. And I'm like, I am saying this because I don't like it. And I think that's like a kinder way to be like, oh, you know, you guys talk about that.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite show. So I'll just zone out for this conversation or like whatever. Or like, I'm not going to watch it with you because it's not my favorite show. Like, it means I don't want to watch it at all. But I don't know. Also, I think it's funny because like, you know how when like someone you're like really close to does something or like always says a certain thing and you can kind of like tell them because you're so close with them that you can be like, okay, TBH, it like actually makes me mad when you use like this phrase
Yeah.
because it gets to me on a deeper level and it means something different to me or something. Whereas if it's like a coworker, it might be like harder, or like a distant friend, it might be harder to be like, that phrase actually pisses me off on a deeper level or something. So I was like, good for her for being like
saying that.
Yeah, like saying like it actually annoys me when you say that.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I'm like, it's who I am at this point. That phrase, I say it so often.
Can't stop.
So if it annoys you, I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to imply that it's your favorite thing. I know it's not yours either, but it's just not mine.
Wait, I used to say, I saw something online like years ago, and it was like, instead of saying, oh, that's annoying, when people are like venting and you're trying to like validate them, be like, yeah, that's annoying, say, oh, that's frustrating. I worked it into my vocabulary and now I can't stop. And I really hope I don't annoy people with it, because like I say it so much that I feel like to me it has lost meaning.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I say it as like a filler when I don't know what else to say. I'm like, oh yeah, that's frustrating.
But like,
you know
what's
what I mean?
the difference between that and listening to your friend rant and just saying, oh, that's annoying?
I know, that's true.
Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, I hope I'm not like triggering. Not really. But like, you know, I'm like annoying people by being like, yeah, that's frustrating. Like absentmindedly like, yeah, that's frustrating. Like,
No, I
not
don't
even
think
paying
so.
attention.
It's like, but that phrase, that's crazy.
Yes.
Which also, I do use that phrase even in conversations, but I always say it in memes that it's like, when you throw in 3 that's crazies, the conversation is done.
That's exactly how I feel when I say that's frustrating. Like 5 times, I'm like, oh shoot, can they tell? Like, I'm like, not listening.
So it does sound more
Now you'll
engaging.
know.
Yeah. Now when you say that's frustrating, I'll be like,
yeah.
okay.
What do you mean by that?
All right, fine. I'll move on.
Yeah.
I'll stop talking.
Right.
Okay. Oh, we didn't vote. Let's vote for Lola or Diana. Both of them or neither of them.
I think I have to stick with Lola.
Okay. I'm going to say, I feel like I don't think it's Lola.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to vote for this one because I really don't have a strong opinion. Okay, so Lola. Oh, wow, Trish, you were not in the majority. So 40% said neither of them, 26% said Diana, the mother-in-law, 20% said Lola, and 14% of them said both of them. That's a more split that's a more split vote than some of the others, actually. Yeah, I feel like I'm really on the fence. I can see all of them. Yeah. So I think for me, this one depends on like the relationship between the two and exactly how you said it. I need to know exactly how you said it. If she literally said, I hate the outfit, I would agree with you. I would say Lola too.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we have 3 more. Okay. This whole episode's going to be this, but I feel like this is better.
Yeah, I love it.
Jade has loved Elf on the Shelf since she was a kid and still displays one every year. Her husband, Beck, these are victorious names.
Oh, I love it.
Her husband, Beck, finds elves creepy and demands Jade get rid of it. Jade responds by decorating the whole living room with elves. Who is the asshole?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's hilarious. But I know who it is, but like...
Yeah, but come on, that's funny.
I'm gonna say Jade.
Yeah. Oh, of course, it's Jade.
I must say that it's pretty clear that it's Jade.
Yeah.
But I actually think like a more interesting question would be, if she has like 5 elves, is she allowed to put like 5 out or like 3 just because Beck thinks they're creepy? Like obviously going above and beyond, and you're doing a bit and almost like rubbing it in. But I wonder like, where's the line? Like one elf, okay, yes, I think even if your partner doesn't like it, if it's your favorite thing, you should be able to have one. Yeah. And you can just put it in one little spot, like it's a compromise. But then like 2, 3, 5, 10 elves, 17 elves, like what's the line?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like when does Beck stop tolerating it and like actually get annoyed?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna vote.
That's so funny.
I know. Should I vote for Jade?
I guess.
Do you agree? Oh wait, are you on the fence about this?
Well, yeah, she's the asshole.
Okay.
But it's like, it's just funny. Like it's just a joke.
But would it be a joke if the guy did it? Right? Like it's like
no,
because we're like, Seth, you dumb bitch.
Yes, I know, for real. We're like, classic guy, selfish guy.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Jade is an asshole for doing that. She should respect Beck and his boundaries.
Trisha's like, but I would do it. No,
about elves.
Okay, let's see. Jade. Wow, wait. 44% said Jade, but 37% said both of them. That's not that far off either.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
I guess because she loves her elf and he's like, you can't have that out. Like, that's kind of being an asshole. Yeah. Like, one little elf, really?
Actually, yeah. Now that I read that back and it says, her husband Beck finds elves creepy and demands Jade get rid of it. Demanding she gets rid of it is an asshole move. I kind of wish I could change my vote. Too. Yeah. Get rid of it is different.
Are we throwing it in the trash?
Right.
Or childhood elf on the shelf?
Right.
Beck.
decorating the entire living room is not the answer, but I also think that demanding that your partner get rid of a childhood memory just because you kind of think it's creepy is no. That's an asshole move too.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I kind of wish I said both of them. 8% said neither of them, 11% said Beck. I mean, I think they both made mistakes here, so I don't know neither of them, but okay, interesting. Now I kind of wish I voted both of them, but
I know.
I can't change my vote now.
We keep getting it wrong.
I know.
We're going to get like a D on this quiz.
Or are we right and everyone else is wrong?
I know, that's true.
Okay, 2 more. Drew goes to his sister Amber's for Thanksgiving. Amber tells him they ran out of space at the adults table, so she asks him to sit at the kids table. Okay. Drew says he's not a babysitter. Amber says to suck it up. Drew walks out. Who's the asshole?
I mean, the kids table is always more fun. Let's be real.
True, but I wonder how old the kids are.
I know. If he's
saying
he has to like babysit, I get that.
Right. But it is kind of more fun because then you don't have to like talk to, you can just like laugh at what the kids say.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't have serious conversations about, I don't know, finances.
Yeah. Finances. Yeah. I kind of think it's Amber because I could see how annoying it would be to, if you were an adult and then there was like 6 kids and you are just kind of watching them. And, and kids are a lot. Like you need a lot of energy to deal with children. Yeah. Especially while they eat.
Wait, also like, I don't know if this is good or bad, whatever. When little kids make jokes and I like don't find them funny, I don't want them to feel bad. So I like fake laugh.
Oh yeah.
And it's so exhausting to fake laugh for like 4 hours in a row at like every little thing. Like, oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard, cracking up at it.
Yeah.
It's so tiring. How many more jokes do you have that I need to laugh at? Like, please stop. Yeah. But you can't say that to a kid. And you have to just keep laughing at them because then they're laughing. You want them to like keep smiling and having fun. So I don't know. It's tiring.
I know. And it really is a balance with kids between laughing at everything and validating everything.
Yeah.
And being like, all right, well, that one just wasn't funny. Yeah. Like you do need to learn that that's not funny. Yeah. That was just stupid.
Like hone your sense of humor. Please. Yeah.
Your comedy writing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, did he need to walk out?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like that move alone, I think is just like a little dramatic and a bit asshole-ish.
Right.
Like leaving, like, I
would sit in the kitchen alone before I left.
Right.
Like I would if I really didn't want to sit with the kids. But also I feel like I wouldn't make a big deal over it, but I would be a little I would be let down, I think, if it was all adults, especially because it's your family. So like, let's say we were all of our adult cousins, which they're all adults, are at Thanksgiving, and there's one table with 5 little kids that are like 3 through 7, and all of my adult cousins are over there sitting together, and I am either alone or with the kids. I would be very annoyed at that.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't leave, but I would be like, I'm not sitting with them and missing out on the time with my cousins who I grew up with or my aunts and uncles that I want to speak to. And I don't feel like babysitting, so I'm not going to sit with them. And then if they were like, well, that's the only other seat, and then it came to me sitting alone, I would be very upset because I would never let someone else experience that. I would be like, oh, just pull up a chair here. Like, let's just make a little bit of room and sit closer together so that you can sit with us. Like, I just think that that's so inconsiderate as a host.
Yeah.
And it's so rude as a host. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want your guests to be like uncomfortable or feel excluded.
Right.
Oh, that's tough. I just think like leaving, like to actually leave the holiday celebration, I don't know. It's kind of, I feel like before I leave, I would rather like talk it out and like say why I'm upset and then maybe get an apology or something before I just like leave with stuff unresolved.
I agree with that because also not that it's about how you look to others and people's judgments of you, but when it comes to your family, like how your family thinks about you to a certain extent is important.
Yeah.
Like, I want my aunts and uncles that I love and my parents and my cousins, like I want them to respect me in the way that I respect them. So like I don't want to make this huge scene where I walk out. Yeah, I would rather just like talk it out with them if I was experiencing something. And yeah, this is what I was going to say when I said, not that it matters what people think of you, but if you were honest and you were like, guys, this is really disappointing and I'm sad about it, I'm not sitting with my closest family members that I want to catch up with, and or I'm sitting alone because it's not really my job to babysit. I don't really have the energy or like emotional capacity to do that right now. So I'm going to be sitting alone in silence while everyone else is sitting with family and loving on each other. Like, I think more people would be like, that's not right. Let's do something and help them and make it right, you know?
Yeah.
But if you are just like, F this, I'm out, and you walk out, everyone's going to call you crazy.
Yeah.
And they might be wrong, but they're going to call you crazy, and it's going to make more drama.
Yeah. True.
That's how I think it would go in our family, at least.
I agree. Yeah. And then there would be a damper on the rest of the night. No one would have fun.
Right.
It would just be like awkward for a little bit.
Yeah. And even though it might be the sister's fault, like the host, because it's like, well, you were forcing him to sit with the children. Like, that's kind of rude. Still, it would be like the whole day would then be revolving around you. People would be calling you. People would be like, I don't know. It just would be a whole thing. And it's like, you can just avoid a whole thing by just like saying how you feel.
Yeah.
And then if still nobody's on your side, then leave.
Yeah. So who?
Oh, yeah. Who do we vote for? I'm going to say both of them.
Okay. Do both. Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have to say that, but for myself, that's my opinion.
No.
I
agree.
Okay.
In their own ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll vote both of them. Okay. 47% said Amber, and second place, 29% of them said both of them.
Okay.
I kind of agree with it. Like, I do flip flop between the two. Because Amber said, suck it up.
Yeah.
So maybe I do agree with that Amber is the asshole over the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not nice.
I agree. Okay. Because it's not on Drew. Like, yeah, sure, Drew could be the good person, but he's the one being put in the situation to have to make the choice to be the better person by her. So maybe it is her. Okay. I think I would, if I had to vote again, I would say Amber, or if I could vote again.
Okay.
Number 10. This is our last one.
Okay.
Trigger warning. We're talking about Santa, so all the children can click off.
Yeah.
Gail babysits her 7-year-old nephew, Gene, while his mom, Linda, is out holiday shopping. Gene asks Gail if Santa is made up. Gail says yes. Linda is furious and yells at her sister. Gail says she didn't want to lie to Gene. Who's the asshole?
I think we had like a similar conversation about this last year about like, oh, is lying to your kids good or bad? And do we really have to look at it as lying?
Right.
Can it be looked at as just like tradition and Christmas magic? Like,
at this point, I don't see it as a lie. I see it as a metaphor. Because
I agree.
By that standard, any fictional book, any fictional character that you're using to teach your children morals and ethics, all of that would be considered a lie.
All of Disney World.
I was just going to say that.
Would be a lie.
I was just going to say Nemo. Nemo's a lie. You know, talking clownfish, that's a lie. Yeah. They don't talk. It's a character. Yeah. It's a made up story, and it teaches them morals and ethics. It's not a lie.
No, I agree.
Because also, like Santa, the fact that, Santa can always see what you're doing. Santa sees you, and he knows if you're a good little child, and you're going to get rewarded if you're good and if you're nice. And if you're mean and bad, you're not going to get what you want. And I feel like that's a really good lesson, because it's not that you should just always get toys if you're nice, but I think that telling kids, like, if you're good and you're nice, good things will come to you.
Yeah.
And if you're bad and mean, bad things may come to you, and you're not going to get these good things that all these other nice children are getting. Like, that's not a lie.
I also think there's other examples of that, like sentiment, using like characters or little like beings in other cultures to teach children to be good or bad, because like they're being watched and there will be consequences to their actions with these like little like mystical people, or I don't know. I've heard, I can't even think of an example, but like it's done like across cultures.
Yes.
And
that's a good point.
I don't think it's like a lie to your children, and then they're gonna like not have any trust in you as their parent anymore once they find out that they were lied to.
Right. Also, I feel like to an extent, there's a million different stories that are options for parents to like utilize to teach their kids lessons. And some people choose that book, some people choose that book or that story or that character. Like, and I just think like as realistic, reasonable people, we should just respect the choices that our loved ones or like people around us make to teach their children morals.
Right.
So like, why are you taking it upon yourself to tell your nephew something different than what his mom is telling him? Because like, I guess it's kind of subjective in that way, but also what is right and wrong to a lot of children is also subjective. For example, like saying the word shut up. Some parents say that that's a bad word, and some parents just say, oh, don't, like, it's not a curse word to some people. So So if you had a friend who told their kid, shut up is a curse word, don't say it, and then they went and asked someone else, is shut up a curse word? Sure. Like in literal like standards of society, no, it's not. But why are you going to tell this 7-year-old something different than what their parents have been telling them when the only point of telling them that is to get them to speak more eloquently and politely and not use this like mean negative phrase, which is shut up. Like just respect the parents' wishes and tell them the lesson. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's not like a perfect comparison.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but it's like a story. It's a story that you use to teach your kids how to act right in society. I don't see Santa as being a lie.
Right.
I don't know. I can see where they're coming from in a way, but I still don't agree with it.
Same. And it's just, I don't know. It's weird. Like the sister is not the parent. So why would she assume that she gets to make this big decision?
Exactly.
Like in that moment too, without prior discussion about it. Like it is a big deal. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but like it is.
To some kids it is.
It is. And to some parents it is. Like some parents, they do like a lot around the house to like show like signs of Santa being there and like the reindeer and even like the elf on the shelf thing. Like that's like a daily occurrence for little kids growing up, and the parents get really creative with it and stuff. It is like a big deal, and it's like a big part of people's lives, especially around the holiday season. So like why would the sister think that she gets to make that decision on her own of like how she responds to that question? If the kid's asking, then clearly the uncertainty shows that they believe Santa's real. So why would you not go along with it? There would not be a question if the kid knew Santa was not real, you know, in quotes. Santa's the magic of Christmas. Of course he's real.
Right. But yeah, and that's another thing. Like Santa as a whole, Santa is real.
Yeah.
We see Santa, we talk about him. Like the idea of Santa, the character Santa is a real thing. So like, yeah, it is real. I heard someone like describe it kind of in a similar way that you just did. I like read this quote and it was like, Santa is the joy that children feel. Santa is the excitement. Santa is the magic of the season. Like all of those things are real. Whether or not a physical human man is coming into your house and leaving a physical present and then leaving and going to the next house, that might not be true. But like the idea and the feeling that children get after hearing that story is real. And that is what is important. And it's a story. And I'm sure your children feel the same way when they watch certain Disney movies or like read certain children's books that make them feel a certain way. And like it can never be replicated. So just like why not encourage the happiness that it brings? Like I don't know.
It's so
just
cute. I love that.
That's really upsetting. We were talking about that too because we both went to Catholic school. So everyone was Catholic. Everyone celebrated Christmas. And if you go to public school, there's just all religions. Like I'm scared for the kids that like just really believe and they have other children, even other people that celebrate Christmas, but certain kids just want to like ruin it or want to tell the secret or I don't know.
I know. Because it is sad like when you figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you're not at the point where you're like, okay, no, well, he is real in a different sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can't,
Yeah, like you're just kind of like disappointed.
Yes.
I definitely found out way too late. I was like too old.
Do you remember how old you were?
I think I was
like 12th grade.
Senior
year of high school.
I think I was in like 7th grade.
Okay, that's fair.
7th or 8th grade. I don't remember. It was around there. I was definitely too old. I should have known, but
I remember we had these like deep discussions. Like once we got to a certain age, I don't know how old we were, but our cousins would sit around like on Christmas Eve and be like, guys, like, do we still believe?
Yeah.
And we would have like back and forths about like why we do or why he might not be real or whatever.
Yeah. I think I was like hopeful. So even after all those conversations, I'm like, nah, I'll still believe.
Yeah.
Now.
At some point, I remember just being realistic. I think it was like maybe 5th or 4th grade is when I was like, okay. Because I remember one of my close friends in 6th grade really, really believed. And at that point, I just kind of knew. Yeah. And I remember him asking my teacher, like, do you believe? And she's like, of course. And like, I always was like, yeah, I do too. Just to, like, be with him and like, I don't know, support as like a friend. But so by 6th grade, I definitely knew. So I'm feeling like 5th or 4th is when I probably started like having inklings, I guess.
Figuring it out.
I don't know. But I guess that's still kind of old. Like how old are you you're probably like 10. 8th grade, you're like 13, 14. So
yeah. Okay. So I think it was like 7th grade maybe.
Okay. You were probably 12 or 13 or 12 maybe.
Maybe it was more like 6th or 7th grade.
I do feel like at that time, you just have way more exposure to the world.
Yeah.
Like, you're watching more movies that like make a comment or like, I don't know.
I know you start watching your PG-13 movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was watching those probably pre-13.
Oh.
Don't tell the cops. But yeah, you are like more exposed and you just have like a better understanding of stuff, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, I think Gail is the a-hole for telling this little child that Santa's a lie.
Yeah, what a Scrooge.
Such a Scrooge, actually. Okay, we're voting for Gail. Okay,
Yes.
Gail. 67% said Gail.
Okay, good.
The second one was 16% saying neither of them. How is that not?
No.
Whatever. I just don't get how that would be, how Gail wouldn't be a semi-asshole in that
I
situation.
just don't think she gets to make those decisions like for someone who's not her own child.
I completely agree. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad. I would be so mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you're an asshole at all for being mad about that as a
No.
parent.
I would be like, oh, well, Gail only ever got coal for Christmas, so she chooses not to believe.
Oh, that's
he
good.
is real.
Yeah, like she was a bad kid, so she has resentment towards Santa.
She's grumpy now.
Yeah, she's a Scrooge.
Yeah.
9% said Linda.
No.
No, and 8% said both of them. I don't get how. No, that's crazy.
No.
It's not like she's telling like a 17-year-old and just like trying to get them like made fun of and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's 7.
Yeah.
That's like 2nd grade
Yeah.
or 3rd grade. Who knows? That was fun.
Yeah. Those were good. They were nice and quick. I liked that. Yeah.
Yes. They didn't include like too many crazy details. I liked that. That was so much longer than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought we were going to fly through them and still get to like the longer ones. But I really think those are more exciting.
Yeah. They were good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we should wrap it up. It's getting long. Thank you guys so much for listening to our Am I the Asshole Holiday Edition. And let us know if you did or didn't vote with us on anything.
Yeah.
I'm curious. These can go, a lot of them can go anyway. So subjective. Happy holidays. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.